Okay. Wow. How is everybody? It's late. Are you guys in Israel? Are you in Chutz La'aretz? Just can I have an indication, Zamira? Like, are we like dealing with like people who are very tired here in Israel at this late hour? Most of people are in
I think
Israel?
we're mostly from here, but people could write in the chat if they want. Be curious to see.
Okay, very good. Bezrat Hashem, Naseh v'Netzliach. I was given the TNAC. Okay, good. I was okay, Jerusalem. So my contribution will be on Shir Hashirim, and there's a lot of distracting things happening here on my desktop. I'm trying to like close them and not be distracted. Okay, hopefully the distractions will be diminished. So as we know, Neve Daniel, Beit Shemesh. Okay, good. Bezrat Hashem. All the learning should go to benefit Hi Rebbitzin. Okay, good. Oh, Celeste is there. Okay, excellent. Hi, Celeste. Okay, so Bezrat Hashem, we'll hear good news with all this learning that's going on. We're sending our forces and troops, victorious energy vibes. So, okay, Shir Hashirim. So as you know, it's an allegory. It's a love story between Kadosh Baruch Hu and OUisrael. And it's not meant to be taken as pshat. It's not meant to be read on the pshat level. Nobody I know who translates Shir Hashirim translates it word for word. They're always translating it with an interpretation because what is this? Now, I only have like 10 minutes. I might go over 10 minutes. So like, if I would give a full-blown hour shir, that could be like even 2 hours, I would give you a lot more. But I'm going to be mitzamtzem my words, constricting my offering here. So I'm going to screen share with you something. Oh, do I have capability to screen share?
Yeah.
Zamira, can you allow me to screen share?
Yes. Okay, you can now.
I can now? Okay, what am I screen sharing? Okay. So traditionally, when do we read Shir Hashirim? We read it on Pesach, as we know, but on a weekly basis, it's part of the liturgy that we read Erev Shabbat. Before Kabbalat Shabbat, many synagogues get together and the men read it, and I have a practice to say it in my home. Why do we say it on Shabbat? Because Shabbat is a time where we unite with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, b'dveikus. We have the Shuva Dat, we have the Menucha of Shabbat, and it's a time that our soul can just give itself over to this relationship. Now, these 4 psukim in the Siddur, if you find it in your Siddur, in the Erev Shabbos section, right before Ovichel Shabbat, right before Kabbalat Shabbat, there's a text of the 8 prakim of Shir Hashirim. But then it says after that, if you didn't get a chance to say the whole Shir Hashirim, it's recommended to at least say these psukim, these 4 psukim that encapsulate the totality of the main ideas that are reflected in Shir Hashirim. And that's what I chose to share with you today. And you'll see here that these 4 psukim, the acronym of it, the first letter of each one of these psukim, spell out the word Yaakov, the name Yaakov. And this is significant. Why is Yaakov featured here as an encapsulation of the whole Shir Hashirim? If you didn't get to say it all, you can say these psukim and you're pretty much covered the basis of all the main ideas. Well, you know that Yaakov is another name for Israel, for the Jewish people. And so we tend to think that tzaddikim have this super relationship of dveikus and closeness to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. But by Yaakov being pointed out here, and we know that as students of Tanakh, whenever Yaakov is mentioned in Tanakh as opposed to Israel, we're sometimes referred to as Bnei Yaakov, sometimes as Bnei Israel. The difference between the two is when we're spiritually high, doing what we're supposed to do according to Torah and mitzvahs and Ratzon Hashem, we're Bnei Israel, we're on a high spiritual standing. When the Nevi'im refer to us as Bnei Yaakov, we're kind of on a lower stature. We need Chizukim. So by Yaakov being mentioned here, the indication is that even the simple Jews are full of love for a Kadosh Baruch Hu, and a Kadosh Baruch Hu loves them no matter what, just as he would the biggest tzaddik. We all have that portion within the heart of Hashem. His hashgacha is upon all of us, and there's no such thing as a pashat yid. Pretty much, this is why Yaakov is mentioned here. That's what the commentators say. Why are these 4 psukim the ones that were picked out from the prakim of Shir Hashirim? Because they all mention a unique relationship, the unique relationship that we have with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What makes this relationship very special? It also has references to the Geula, which is very timely for the situation that we're living through now. So, I'm just going to read it in Hebrew, and then I'm going to move to another document that has the translations of them, and then we'll flesh out the meanings of them. Yishakeni min shikot pihu kim tovim dodecha miyayin. Uri tzafon uvoi teiman hafichi gani yizlu besamav yavo dodi legano v'yochal pri megadav. Kol dodi hine ze ba medaleg ale ari mekapetz ale agvot. Bati legani achoti chala ariti mori b'sami אכלתי ירים דבשי, שתיתי יינים חלבי, יכלו רעים, שתו ושחרו דודים. Each one of these psukim is like, every pasuk in Shir Hashirim is like a bomb of such deep reflection of this love that's going on between OUisrael and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and then I'm going to share again because I need to move to another document. So where are these psukim from? I need to make it bigger for you so that you can see it better. How come it's not getting bigger? Okay, maybe I'll just do it with this. Okay. So let's focus on the first pasuk. We're just going to go down the line. And hopefully you'll stay with me because it's very late. Ishakeni min shukot pihu kim tovim dodecha miyayin, the pasuk that begins with the Yod of Yaakov. This comes from Perek Aleph pasuk Bet. Ishakeni min shikot pihu kim tovim dodecha miyayin. Oh, give me the kisses of your mouth. Ishakeni min shikot pihu. Kiss me for the kisses. I don't like this translation because it doesn't have the double lashon of kissing here. Ishakeni min shikot. Kiss me of the kisses. Give me of the kisses of your mouth. For your love is more delightful than wine. This is the second pasuk of Shir Hashirim. What's going on here? What are the kisses here? So again, because of the limited time, I'm choosing only one particular commentary for each one of these psukim. So when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave over the Torah on Har Sinai, there are 2 commandments that we heard directly from his mouth. This is referred to as the kisses of Hashem. Ishakeni min shikot pihu, give me of the kisses of your mouth, as we experienced at the revelation, the closeness of you, of being so close to you, like a yechidus between a chatan and a kala, of a bridegroom and his bride, in the innermost chambers of Yichud. For your love is more delightful than wine. So the commentators explain that when Hashem said, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, basically Hashem gave us over all the mitzvot aseh. And when he said, Lo yelecha Elokim acharim al panai, it covers all of the mitzvot, the prohibitive mitzvot of what we're not supposed to do. And every time, and when he said Anochi, He planted within the heart of every Jew the love of Hashem with an unwavering commitment to stay in this bond forever. The root of the emunah of that we belong to him and he belongs to us got established in the hearts with Anochi. That's one kiss. The second kiss is Lo Yeh, and that's with the uprooting of avodah zarah from our hearts. Anything that keeps us estranged from Hashem, anything that brings a distance between us and Hashem was uprooted when we heard Lo Yeh. And so the commentators say, Shekeni mishikot pihu, just as we experience the love of Hashem and the exclusive love of Hashem, to the exclusion of anything else that happens in the world, we are distancing ourselves. We are only exclusively for Hashem, Hashem's bride, and he is for us, the beloved. So too, we want that relationship to manifest itself in all of our doings, throughout our life, through every aspect of our daily living. That we should feel that closeness, we should feel those kisses, we should feel that bond. And then it's explained here, Kim tovim dodecha miyayin, because your love is more delightful than wine. Why is the Torah, why is our relationship with Hashem, why is this intimacy that we have with Hashem that's specific to the Jewish people, with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, with the creator of the world, why is it compared to wine? One of the things I'm going to tell you from all of the commentaries that said about it is that wine is one of those rare drinks that gets better with age. So no matter how often, how long we've been doing this exercise of being Jews, keeping Torah and mitzvahs, it just keeps deepening our appreciation of what that relationship means. Just keeps getting deeper and deeper, like aging wine becomes vintage wine, becomes exclusive, becomes something very desirable, and never gets old and never gets stale. And this is the description of what's going on between this love relationship with Hashem and the Jewish people. That Hashgacha is Hashem is upon us always. He's a Tov Amiti, and he loves us, and he will not forsake us, and he will not replace us with anybody else. And we are expressing that same commitment to him. The second pasuk, Uri tzafon uvoi teiman. Whoops, what's going on here? Uri tzafon uvoi teiman, hafichi gani, yizlu besamav, yavod odi legano v'yochal pri megadav. This is from chapter 4, verse 16. Awake, O north wind, come, O south wind, blow upon my garden, that its perfume may spread. Let my beloved come to his garden and enjoy its luscious fruits. So the commentators explain this. The word uri comes from the word lihitorer. It's an awakening. It's a call to be awakened. Something that is sleep that has to rise up from sleep and come back to its conscious state. What is being awakened? Uri tzafon, the tzafon, the north wind. What do we know about the north wind? Those of us who have been studying Tanakh for as long as you're like master Tanakh students at this point. Mitzafon tetzeh hara'ah. Tzafon is like a code for the gullus, that the north wind in Yechezkel's vision, the ra'ah, the evil that befell, the bad that befell the Jewish people with the Chorban, it came from the north. Tzafon comes from also tzafun. It's something hidden. The love of Hashem is concealed in the time of Galus. But now, in Perek Daled, verse 16, Shlomo HaMelech in Shir Hashirim says, Uri, it's time to come out of Galus. Wake up from this place of tzafon, of the north. Uvoi teiman, and come, O south wind, come and bring the people back. Let us renew our relationship like as it was before the Galus. Hafichi gani yizlu besamav, that its perfume may spread. Yavod odi legano v'yochal pri megadav, let my beloved come to his garden and enjoy its luscious fruit. So it opens up, the pasuk opens up with a reference to the galuyot, with the exiles, that when the exiles will wake up, they will come back south, they will come back to Jerusalem. And when Melech HaMashiach also will if I remember doing this, Zamira asked me to give something over for Yecheskel, and at that time that Yecheskel opens up with a certain vision, but he closes the book with another vision. And as the Shekhinah left Jerusalem and left from the north, leading the Jews into exile into Bavel, the rectification of that follows the same steps. We will be coming back from the north, and we will be coming back to Jerusalem from the same exit point. That will become our entry point. So this is a reference to Mashiach bringing about the galut, bringing about the Geulah. That is a call for Mashiach to wake up also, that he should bring back the exiles. And here the pasuk, I'm going to just read it for you. Sheyitorer Gog, shehu natun betzafon, when Gog, from the Gog and Magog war that's going to befall before the final Geulah. Mashiach will come back from the north and do battle with Gog, whose menace is from the north. And it's at that place that he will fall. And there's a pasuk that I'm going to read you from Yecheskel that makes a reference to this. V'shovavtich v'shishetich v'haletich mi'arketei tzafon v'viatich el harei Yisrael. I will turn you around and drive you on, and I will take you from the far north and lead you toward the mountains of Israel. So this is a pasuk that is direct reference to the Geulah. So the first pasuk references our relationship through Torah and mitzvahs, and the unbreakable bond that we have, this love relationship with Hashem that's never wavering, even in times of galus. And the second pasuk refers to the end of galus. There's a midrash also that speaks about that in the Tid Levo, in the future, Hashem will make a Suda for the tzaddikim in Gan Eden. And once we're in Gan Eden, you don't really need perfumes because everything is perfumed over there. But this pasuk makes a reference to fragrances. Hafichi gani yizlu besamav. This is that the honor, the fragrances of Gan Eden will make themselves also felt in the time of Geulah, as we're going to be experiencing it. And it's like an invitation, and it's an invitation for everyone to partake of the great Suda and the great rejoicing that we will bring, that we will experience at that time. Let my beloved come to his garden. So OUisrael is inviting Hashem, we want to feel your presence in that time. We want you to manifest yourself. We want to see you amongst us and enjoy its luscious fruits. And you will be with us, enjoying and celebrating with us in a palatable way. The third pasuk, Kol dodi hinezeba, medaleg al ha'arim mekapetz al hagvot. Hark, my beloved, there he comes, leaping over mountains, bounding over hills. This is from Perek Bet, Pasuk Chet, chapter 2, verse 8. So Rashi on this pasuk says, this is a reference. Rashi, all of his interpretation makes references to the Geulah from Mitzrayim. This is how he teaches. This is how he, pretty much running through the Shir Hashirim is a reference to Geulah from Mitzrayim. So when Hashem came to redeem us from Mitzrayim, he was medaleg al ha'arim, mekapetz al hagvaot. And the reference, like Harim is the avos, the gvaot are the mothers, and the schus of the avos and the mahos, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. He brought the children back before the appointed time. We were supposed to be there 400 years. He shortened it into 210 years. So he's medaleg, he's sleeping over the mountains to be able to save us from them. So there's a midrash that says, Rabbi Yehuda, three different opinions. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Kol Dodi Hineh Ba. The voice of my beloved hearkens, he's coming. So, Kol Dodi Hineh Ba, the reference, according to these midrashim, is a reference to Moshe Rabbeinu. Bish'a sheba ve'amar l'Yisrael b'chodesh ze atem nigalim. When he came to them to say, it's on this month that you are going to be redeemed. They said to Moshe Rabbeinu, but how could we be redeemed? We were told we were going to be in Mitzrayim 400 years. Only 210 years passed. Amar lehem, ho'il v'hu chafetz bege'ulatchem eno mabit b'cheshbonotchem. Because Hashem wants to redeem you, to bring the geula, he's not going to look at these calculations. He's going to skip over leap over mountains and bound over hills. Another opinion is that the Kol Dodi Hineh Ba, the voice of the beloved through the Shaliach of Moshe Rabbeinu says, it's time to redeem you, O Israel. And they would tell them, but we don't have Masim Tovim, we don't have any merits. We're not holding on to enough mitzvahs, not enough schusim. And he answers them, Amar lehem ho'il v'chafetz begulatchem eno mabit b'masechem hareim. Because Hashem wants to redeem you, wants to bring about the geula, he's not going to look at your deeds. He's not going to look at your bad deeds. And he's going to look at the tzaddikim and their actions. And he's going to look at the pnimius of every Jew, because there's a tzaddik within every Jew. So all of the bad behavior really is chitzoni to the Jew. In the pnimi self, in the internal aspect of our essence, we're all pure, we're all kadosh, as we saw in this matzav. A week before, balagan in Dizengoff, 2 weeks before, so much strife. You think, are we ever going to get it together? This is so bad. As soon as anybody tries to hurt any one of OUisrael, we're all together. We see that the chitzoni falls away, and the true essence of the Jew, as we all experience, and we're all so proud of being Jews now, because the true essence is coming out. So he says, I'm going to look at your true essence, never mind the nonsense chitzoni aspects that miss on, don't rise to the call on the day-to-day, but when it comes down to it, you are pure and you are worthy to be redeemed. Bezrat Hashem, we should see it in our times, like mamash soon. The third pasuk, Bati legani achoti chala, ariti mori im besami, achalti yarim divshi, shatiti yenim chalavi, ichlu re'im shatu v'shichru dodim. I have come to my garden, my bride. How come I have plucked my myrrh and spice, eaten my honey and honeycomb, drunk my wine and my milk. So this is the fourth pasuk now. I'm finishing. I have come to my garden, my own bride. I've plucked my myrrh and spice, eaten my honey and honeycomb, drunk my wine and my milk. Hashem is saying in this pasuk, Bati legani achoti kala. I'm coming to my garden. You invited me. I'm going to be with you. Achoti kala comes from lechot, like to weave things together. We're going to fix this, like an achot, like we're going to be united. We're going to be b'dveikus again, and it's going to be beautiful, and we're going to be celebrating. And again, this is a reference to the geula. So he's taking his place. The whole of Shir Hashirim is a back and forth conversation between Hakadosh Baruch Hu and OUisrael. He says, she says, this is what happening to him, this is what happening to her, and eventually we're going to get together. The Geulah is going to come. Shir Hashirim has a way of awakening the soul of a person. I'm just going to finish by saying that in the Gemara, they weren't convinced that Shir Hashirim was actually going to be part of TANACH, because it seems like a love song between a man and a woman. There's no references to Hashem clearly there. It's all an allegory. But Rabbi Akiva says all the songs of holy, and Shir Hashirim is holy of holies, is Kodesh Kodashim. And there's no better way of describing the connection that we have with the Kadosh Baruch Hu than the joyous unification of a bridegroom and his bride under the chuppah. And the Rambam speaks about the love that we're supposed to have with Hashem. He goes into very great details. That it should mamash, he describes like the desire that a bridegroom has for his bride and the bride has for his bridegroom. And there's no better analogy when it works. There's no greater sweet relationship than a good relationship between husband and wife, especially on their wedding night. And Bezat Hashem, we'll see the final Geulah, that everything that's happening in Israel now and in the Jewish people, all of this is to bring about this great unity again, that we have not forsaken. All these soldiers that are wearing tzitzit, all of the people who didn't keep Shabbat say, I want to keep Shabbat, teach me how to say a bracha, etc., etc. All that's the Torah are going. It's all like an expression of love for Hashem. Hashem, we have not forsaken you. We may have fallen off. We may have like lost our mind along the way for a bit. We may have fallen into forgetfulness. But when you touch us, what's going to come out is the tremendous love that's at the root of our neshama. Because the neshama is chelek elokah mima'al. And we're all holy and we're all sweet Jews. And Bezat Hashem, everything that we're seeing today and everything the Shir Hashirim represents, we'll be able to see and manifest and actualize in our own life with the coming of Mashiach, with the reestablishing of Malchus Hashem in the world, the reestablishing Malchus Beis David in the world, with the building the base of Mikdash, because that's the ultimate expression of closest to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you so much for having me.